How beautiful is that?
Right, so let's talk about Livingston, the rental vehicle from Techpro Safaris. We have almost done 9,000 kilometers in this vehicle. This is the last day with the truck, and I wanted to do the review once we'd done all the mileage and give you an honest opinion about the vehicle and how they've set it up. Right, we have got another 250 kilometers to push today back to Windhoek, and then we are flying out. So the trip has basically come to an end. The vehicle, well, I tell you what, Paul Marsh assisted Techpro to build these vehicles, and his fingerprints are all over this car. It is so well set up. This is the best rental vehicle company that we have used by far. I cannot stress that enough. In the description below, I have also done a show about rental companies, what you should look for, the price differences, depending on how long you're renting the vehicle for, where you're going, what you're going to be doing will really, it will assist you to make that choice and make a better choice. Now, for us living in this vehicle for basically a month and filming the trip as well, we needed something that was well set up. USB ports, something that is always overlooked, and you get into a rental vehicle and it's got maybe one, maybe two USB ports. Not this one. This has got, I think it's 8 USB ports plus 3 cigarette lighter chargers. So there's enough for us to not just keep our phones going, to keep the batteries, all the batteries for all the cameras. On this specific trip we were filming on, I think it's 11 or 12 different devices, and they need to be charged. So those batteries are continuously charging, which means that we need a good power bank as well. The second battery needs to be operational all times. Not only have we got to keep our fridge going, and for this particular trip I asked Snowmaster to give us the 12-liter Snowmaster Travel Buddy as well, just for that additional, instead of having to stop every time, go to the back and get a fridge. I think that this truck, the only thing that it's lacking is that fridge inside the vehicle. You know, not having to open up the back all the time to get to it. I think that is an addition that lacks on this vehicle. Other than that, absolutely perfect. Right, so let's get into it real quick. It's obviously a 79 series. It's the 4.2 liter diesel 1HZ motor. It's a donkey. It's slow. It takes, if you're not used to it, it takes a while to get used to it. Passing vehicles, things like that. But it'll get you where you're going, and it'll get you back every single time. It is a motor that we haven't managed to break ours, and I don't think anybody will manage to break these over here. So it's a safe, secure rental vehicle that you have no issues with regards to the powertrain. On this specific vehicle, this is the camera cruiser, and if you look at Techpro Safaris, they have a number of different vehicles to suit your budget, but on this specific one, we needed something that we could film. We couldn't get our vehicle to Southern Africa in time, and besides that, the price went from $3,000 to ship it to $12,000, and quite frankly, I was not going to pay $12,000 to bring my vehicle down and use it. As much as we wanted to, it was just totally out of the budget. So on this specific one, they've cut in a sunroof, and on the top of the vehicle over here, they have mounted a camera mount. So you can mount your camera, you can slide it all over the place while you're filming, and you stand up inside the vehicle through the sunroof to be able to film your adventure. So it's a really cool addition. We used it tons of times to get a better viewpoint during the filming, during this trip. It's been absolutely awesome. Yes, you do lose this roof rack for fuel and for wood and for those things, but for us particularly, filming was the first priority. And then if you were renting this vehicle and you're not filming, then you might not take the camera cruiser and you take the one that's got the full roof rack. Okay, so which means By losing this, the fuel cans go on top of the Alucab rooftop tent, which then makes that rooftop tent virtually impossible to open. So if you are renting one of these vehicles, be mindful. If you are using the additional jerry cans, the 2 jerry cans for fuel for those long distance trips or liaisons before you can get to the next fuel station, as soon as you get to 3/4 on this truck, you'll be able to get 40 liters in there and thereabouts. Empty those as quick as possible, otherwise you will put your back out opening up that tent. Oh, talking about the tent, I hated that tent. The Alucab, I just really and truly hated that tent. We are so used to 4 sides being open. When we got into the likes of the Kalahari and into Caprivi in Namibia, the temperatures were up there, and not having the 4 windows in our tent like we have on the Bundertop, the airflow is just not there. So it's just not comfortable. There's not enough air coming through to cool you down. So look, it's not my cup of tea, the clamshell tents, and we pretty much hated that. Other than that, you know, I suppose it is what it is. You get it with a rental company. It's far better than the rooftop tents, the standard rooftop tents that you'll get from other rental companies that will have either the Techpro or the front runner rooftop tents. You're opening and closing those every single day. What a nightmare. We saw with so many other people using rental companies that we get up in the morning, close the Alucab tent, and we're ready to go. We're waiting for the sun to rise to go game viewing, and everybody's standing there for a half an hour trying to get those tents closed. So I'm complaining about it, but it actually is a lot better than those. Right, let's go and I'm not going to go through the entire car on this, but what I'm going to go through is going to go through the thought process, and especially what's in the back here, and how somebody like Paul Marsh that does overland building, and somebody that actually tours a lot, has made the people that rent these vehicles lives a lot easier. So let's go and have a look at that real quick. Okay, so on the driver's side, you have your water tank filler over here. The water tank actually sits behind this in the back end, so that the weight distribution is over the axle over here, which is quite good. It's a 70-litre water tank, and they've got a little electronic gauge over here that you can see what your consumption of the water is. Simple, stupid, but it's so great because, again, when you're driving your own vehicle, you kind of know how much water is left. You get a feel for it. Now you're renting a vehicle, you never know if there's a leak or something like that, so having that little gauge over there is just peace of mind. I knew exactly how much water we had and when we need to fill up. Okay, beautiful first aid recovery kit. Pretty much had everything over here, and once again, as you can see, everything latches with the bungee to make sure everything's got its place. Recovery gear, full recovery set, which is awesome. We didn't have to use it, but peace of mind. Once again, you've got everything in there. You've got a snatch cap, you've got a toe strap, you've got shackles, you name it. So it's a full recovery set. Again, if you are in trouble, basically everything is in there that you need it. Open up this little latch over here, and we've got an A or B compressor. There is a line from this side of the vehicle and in the kitchen on the other side as well. Open this up, and you then have all the hoses, so your air hoses, your toolbox, toolkit is in here, wheel spanner, jack, tire repair kit, everything in here, nice and easily accessible, even an axe. So we've got an axe, you've got your tire pressure monitor gauges. Basically everything that I've got in my vehicle for repairing or pumping up tires, everything is available over here. There's nothing that is short in this vehicle, even toothpicks that they provide. So you name it, it's in here. Right, let me close this up real quick. So basic, easy to get to, all your recovery gear in one spot over here, and everything's got its spot, and there's still space. So we utilize this space let me get, oh, I can't reach it from there. So we utilize this additional space for our water. We could get 4 of them in here, and that was our drinking water for that space. So like I say, tons of space, great. Now on this side, you've got your front runner chairs. Oh, let me take this out first. Oh, let me show you this. Maps, Tracks for Africa maps. Everything, the book, paper maps, Botswana, South Africa, Namibia, tons of information. They've even thought about that, so they provide you with the GPS. The GPS has got Tracks for Africa on it, but if you want to use a paper map, like we were planning different trips and different routes on the way back from Botswana, this comes in handy, so they've even thought about that. High lift jack stand, water. So this is great. You get to a campsite and they've got a tap over there, but how do you get that water into here? So they've put the gardenia clips on there, screw it in, use this hose, and you can fill up your water tank. So even thought about that, which is awesome. Front runner chairs, again, it goes into its own little spot. It's got its place to stay every single day. Right. Gas bottle in its own holder once again. I think these are all the Techpro bags. Absolutely awesome. So gas bottle got its place. A wood bag, so if you're purchasing, if there's loose wood, stick it in your wood bag. In here we've got, underneath the chairs and underneath the gas bottle is where, what have we got here? So we've got the hose for the diesel, so pull the diesel off the roof, straight into the diesel tank over here. We've got jumper cables, well, things basically that you're not going to be utilizing all the time, is in a little bit more inaccessible space, so but easy to come by. Once again, you're just removing the chairs and off you go. What's in here? We haven't even used this. What's this? Oh wow. I wish I knew this. Well, actually should have known this, but in here they've got a chamois to clean the car. What else they got? A little spray bottle and a window cleaner. Oh, that could have come in handy, I suppose. Cleaning the windscreen, especially when you're trying to film through that. What else they got in here? What's this? This is for the hose pipes. Aha. So I've taken this out. Hose pipe goes in here with the gardenia. So basically, nice and easy, everything's accessible. We did lose one of these clips over here with all the vibration. Man, the roads in Botswana absolutely put this car to the test, and we actually broke 2 of these clips just through vibration, which is quite insane. Other than that, the vehicle is at the rear end of the vehicle, Gobi X rear bumper. I really like this bumper. I love the double latch system that they've got over there. You've got the clip holds it in, doesn't open, and then you still double latch it with this. It's just such a great idea, because especially with all the vibrations that we had on the roads, these things do tend to open. So simple high lift jack, spade, everything's got its space. Both wheel carriers have got place for rubbish, which is great, especially for those long periods of time that you're in the Central Kalahari Game Reserve, or those really wild camping spots. You need enough space for all the rubbish to basically, you've got to take it all out with you. There are no rubbish bins or anything there in the actual game reserve, so that additional space was great. It doesn't have to go inside the cab and stink up the cab. It's on the back on the wheel covers. Right, nice latching system. I really did like this, especially with the vibration. This canopy did not get any dust, which I was quite amazed. So once again, they've sealed off the bin really well, and through all that fesh that we went through, if you haven't watched the series yet, go and have a look at the series of our Botswana trip. It was dusty and we loved it, absolutely loved it, but nothing inside the cab. Right, okay, so fire extinguisher, nice and easy to get to. This little rod is to open up the tent, because the tent has been set The gas struts have been set so tight, which makes the tent a little difficult to open up, and you do need this rod to push it up. But it's been set like that for the fuel usage on the top. And again, like I said, that is the compromise of having the filming station over there and not being able to utilize that roof rack. The fuel has to go onto the tent. We also managed to break one of these clips. So the vibration so bad that I actually need to repair this piece of wire, because this piece of wire is also now broken. The vibration through those roads on this car is actually incredible, that we only managed to break so few things on it. Okay, so front runner, table, great. We didn't really use it that much. I love the fact that they've put this table over here. I think I'm going to be making a modification on my vehicle at home. My tables are underneath the roof rack, which means Ant can't get to them quite easily. So when we're setting up, it's always my task to do that. So having this easily accessible that both of us can get to it is absolutely awesome. Again, it's a locking mechanism, and the table just slides out, and it's a very big table from GoBX. Much better than the front runner ones that I'm using at the moment, so I think I'll probably be purchasing one of these pretty soon. These drawers are huge, and the storage that we utilized this for was all the drinks, beers, cokes, all of that. We just filled this up, and it took, I think it was about 6 cases of beer that would fit, plus a case of Coca-Cola. But in here, so they don't just give you one braai grill, they give you a couple, which is awesome. So braai grids in here, this is a self-standing braai grid, and then the other one is just your normal, we call it a soepknyp rooster in Afrikaans, don't know what you call it otherwise. But in here is a little potjie pot stand as well. It comes standard with blitz. We've used the fire starters, we've obviously used all of that up, and it comes great wire brush. What else was there? It was a wire brush. Oh, and then the tongs, the braai tongs are here somewhere. So absolutely everything you need to braai. Even got some matches for those that have forgotten a lighter and don't smoke, whatever. There we go, a whole bunch of matches in there. So they did truly think of everything. Brush to clean up the tent or clean up anywhere that you've got all sandy. Charging system, which is, I suppose, make it simple, easy, stupid for people that aren't, well, that aren't really used to going out in overland vehicles. I suppose using this crocodile clips straight onto the battery, charge it. Most of the camp spots did have power supplies. I probably would have built this into the vehicle and just plugged it in straight into the vehicle. But simple, easy, stupid, I suppose, makes more sense, because the bonnet is going to be open. Someone's not going to drive off and break the cable off. You're not going to be going anywhere with the bonnet open and having the crocodile clips on there. So nice Victron smart charger, very quick. It comes in handy when you are in those campsites for a couple of days. And the campsites are mostly shaded, so you cannot rely on the solar panels on the roof, which it has 120 watt solar panel on the roof. But like you say, most of the camp spots are shaded, so you're actually not utilizing the solar much. Nice braai mitts, or whatever you want to call them. This drawer here we utilized for all the groceries. Now we've unpacked all the groceries. This is our last night's stay over here in Otjiravongo. We've unpacked it, but they've got these awesome bags. And inside the bag you've got all your washing up buckets, dishwashing liquid, lots of dish towels, lots of little sponges, brushes to clean up, as you can see, pre-packed. You know, everything that you need basically is here. You don't need to purchase, besides food and drinks, you don't need to purchase anything. This vehicle caters for it all in one go. And once again, nice bags, so these things aren't flopping around, and when you're looking for something, it's there neatly packed away. The other one is pots and pans. So you get, oh, this pan was awesome. This is a this is what you normally find a chef's pan in the hotel, but this thing was absolutely fantastic. I love this pan. We did a lot of cooking on that. Then you get your Dutch oven and a smaller pot for cooking. So it's just the 2 pots, 1 pan. Can you believe it? Even a fly swatter. They seriously did think of everything. Okay. So pots and pans, again, nicely in this bag. It's no clanking around, especially on those roads. Tupperwares, a whole bunch of different Tupperware sizes, egg box, and what's in here? Oh, they gave it loo roll, and your spade with a lighter. Always don't leave your toilet paper in the bush. Burn it, and, well, safely burn it so you don't burn down the woods or the bush. But that's it. This space, it's really massive. So all our groceries we put in the side over here. All our spices and all of that jazz went into here, and we were spoiled for space. So we really didn't need for anything more than that. On the top of here, I love it that they've got the tie down. So you know, if you can see how far that is, I can't even reach to the back there at all. So all our clothing bags we put right at the back there. And what you don't see here right now is 2 big cooler boxes, soft bags that they put in there. We actually utilized that for our clothing. So instead of bringing out the big bags every single time, we just packed clothing for the next 4 or 5 days, and then we'd do washing and carry on like that. So those bags aren't here right now. So inside the vehicle, it's an absolute tip at the moment. We're busy cleaning up and getting ready to go and give the vehicle back. But they have put in nice storage bags over here on the dashboard. The 70 series doesn't have much storage, so having this additional storage for things that you're utilizing every day is great. You know, well, binoculars, cameras, everything like that. Awesome to have that there. The sunroof, like I mentioned before, well, the car's not on. That was utilized all the time. It's got a safe in the middle over here. I would replace the safe, and I would have the Snowmaster, 12-liter Snowmaster, instead of the safe over here. I would much prefer to have drinks on the road available instead of having to stop all the time. But, well, we just basically put it on the back seat. And like I said, there is ample charging spots all over the vehicle, so pretty easy to get that done. Let me plug that back in, because we're going to be leaving shortly and we need a cold beverage while we're driving. Okay, there we go. It's got a rudimentary National Lunar solenoid system for the charging of the battery. Again, I suppose keep it simple, easy, stupid for people that don't know too much about 12-volt electronics. I personally hate them, but at the end of the day, it does the job, I suppose. It's got built-in two-way radio, which is great. For comms, we utilize that a lot with Roland. And then it's got reverse cameras. So permanently, the camera's on at the back of the canopy, so you can see behind you, because obviously with the canopy, you've got no rear view vision. So there is two cameras, one facing down at the vehicle, so when you're reversing, you can actually see what's at the back of the vehicle, and then one for long distance that would work the way your camera or your mirror would normally work, so seeing vehicles that are coming up behind you. GPS, Nuvi Garmin, again, like I said, Tracks for Africa loaded over there, utilize that, which is awesome. And then other than that, it's a 79 series. Nothing much. The seat covers, which are great. I don't know which company it is. It is branded Techpro Safari, but the seat covers do come in handy, especially when you are running around in the Moremi and you're wet, jumping in and out of the vehicle. You don't feel so bad because the seat covers are there to protect the seats. So checking river crossings, getting wet, jumping back into the car, no issues. And that's it. Like I mentioned, the USB ports all over the place. Can't think of anything else. So that's it for the inside. So Alucab awning, we utilize this quite a bit. It's great. It's opens up really quickly, closes real quickly. 270 awning. Nothing much to say about it. I mean, you can watch reviews on that, but it's great. Most rental companies don't come with an awning because people break them because they don't know how to utilize them. So it's great to see a rental company actually giving us an awning. And then over here, if Madam is in my way, cleaning up and packing everything away. Another working light up here, which is great also at night when you are in those remote spaces. It's one on either side. It's nice to just put those on when you're busy and you're not really concentrating on what's around you, just to keep the lights going out there and see when the lions are wanting to come into your campsite. It's nice to see them first. So when you're cooking and you're preoccupied, it's nice just to have those lights on. Right, that's about it. BF Goodrich tires, of course, only the best for the best vehicle. ARB front bumper, they actually do give you a winch as well. So it's got an Ironman winch on the front. Most rental companies don't give you a winch because people don't know how to use them and break them or hurt themselves. So when you're renting from Techpro, they actually send you a video that you need to go through. The amount of training that they give you prior to taking the vehicle is outstanding. So most people that are renting a Techpro Safari vehicle, you can be rest assured that they know what they're doing, or they have been trained well enough to understand at least what to do and how to do it and how to utilize it. The two most dangerous things on a vehicle like these that we utilize all the time is a high lift jack and a winch. And if you don't know how to utilize them properly, you will hurt yourself. So it's great that they do that training. It's great that the people are well equipped, going out there off the beaten track and, well, getting lost in SADC in the southern regions of Africa. More than that, I can't say anything else about the vehicle, except for we had a great time. Absolute great time in the vehicle. So let's have a look at the kitchen. So the kitchen side. You've got a National Luna. I think this is a 56 litre. Like I say, we did ask Snowmaster to give us the 12 litre for the trip over there. So having that additional fridge made a massive difference. But they've taken the National Luna and they've taken off the control panels, mounted it over here so that you can easily change the settings on the fridge, your fridge and your freezer. Something I didn't talk about at the back, there's a big light switch over here, so it's a nice big working light off the back over there. Inside here, each compartment has little National Luna white lights, so it lights up this area really well, especially in those very remote dark camping spots that we went to. You want to see lions and things like that when they're anywhere close to you. Again, oh wow, look here. I mean, something stupid, simple, that I'm definitely now installing into my vehicle. Have a look at this. When you are opening up your fridge, you permanently holding it with one hand, or you take out a bucket and hold it like this. Mr. Paul Marsh, once again. Look at that little latch. Now you can latch it on, and you can work quite comfortably without banging yourself with the damn fridge door. I am definitely installing that into my truck for sure. So move your things around, pack the fridge, and you're not hindered by that. Beautiful, great idea. In the kitchen side, everything's got its spot. Everything has its compartment and it's all latched down, as you can see. So you've got your coffee, your sugar, your tea, plates, again, and it's in there securely. Everything is nice and tight. Got a spot, it's there, it's secure, and it doesn't go anywhere. So we've got, in here is a big flask. What was this? Oh, this is a coffee press. Your knives and forks are all in here. This is all your what was in here? Oh, utensils. So scissors, can opener, potato peeler, everything that you need is here. And then in these little bags over here we've got, I think this is the kettle, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the kettle and the top of the cooker for the gas bottle. And in here we've got all the mugs. So you've got your wine glasses, you've got your whiskey tumblers, you've got small and big coffee mugs. I don't know why, but we have your choice. you want a big one or do you want a little one? But again, it's there. Utilize it. Why not? They've thought of everything basically. And once again, it goes in nicely, slides in there. Now, what do you do when you go out and you've bought yourself some wine? Talking about the wine glasses. Wine bottles or a whiskey bottle or a vodka bottle, any of those is probably the biggest headache when you are going on a trip like this, because bottles break. Cans, easy to dispose of, you can crush them, they don't take up that much space, but bottles are the worst. So 99% of the time we don't take bottles. Why? Because it ends up with red wine all over the place once it's broken. Not in this car, because once again, I think Mr. Paul Marsh has thought this through. So underneath here, we've got all this empty space, and they have gone and installed a whole wine. So basically, this this foam holder inside a soft bag, and your bottles fit in here. So there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Space for 12 bottles. Don't rattle around, cannot break. And then you've got all this free space over here as well, which is a nice dry space for your toilet paper or your extra paper rolls or anything like that. Stuff that you will access maybe once a day. And again, it's nice and easy and simple. It's moving 2 bags and you've got to it. Like I mentioned, the other side for the compressor for pumping up your tires. And that is about it for the back over here. Really well thought of. It made our trip fantastic. Best rental company by far. But go and have a look at the other show that we did on the rental companies, and then you can choose or compare it yourself and choose whatever fits your purpose. But Techpro Safaris, guys, what a great job. Paul Marsh, man. And go into the link below. Go and have a look at Paul Marsh's channel. And if you're ever building an overland vehicle, I would suggest getting in touch with him, because man, what that guy has forgotten, we're still about to learn.